wages. Your wages have only gone up maybe 25%, 50%. Not even. I mean, it's insane. So there's an inequity there. It's not equal. It doesn't match up. The inflation and things weren't great in the 80s. I mean, people complained about in the 80s. They're like, this is the Reagan era. This is terrible. We're not making enough money. It's gotten worse. And the solutions people have are like, well, poor people need money. Okay. Does that fix things? I don't know. And then the Republicans go, we need less regulation. And to me, they're both not hitting the point.
No. I just think that
it's like, it's like there's too much salt in this cake. They're like, well, I made tacos. And they're like, yeah, it's great. I love tacos.
But what are we going
to do about the cake? And then the Democrats are like, we have more icing. Like, yeah, I can't eat the cake though. It's too much fucking salt in the cake. It's like
it's just like, it's crazy to me because I think where I get confused is why does it need to be so complicated? Why can't they just decide people are struggling to get health care? Like you and I, we make good money. We're fine. We're able to float.
Yeah. We're like upper middle class now.
However,
it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, that and me going on. So I did find out, by the way, too, that FMLA is unpaid. And there's paid sick leave, which bonding with a child falls under paid sick leave. We all, as a country, pay into paid sick leave. And there's probably like 5 states that guarantee it. Well, no, they don't guarantee it, but you have the option to go for it. They review it and let you know. So I did find all this out, but everyone's backed up on executing the payments to people. So I'm not allowed to sign up for the paid leave until the event happens. So the week we have our baby, I need to not worry about my body, my child, my mental health. I need to get on the phone and call.
Right, stand in line.
Fucking this state-funded process.
Crazy.
And I have to stay on the phone and hopefully someone answers it, processes my paperwork, and I get paid in 2 weeks. But for 2 weeks, I'm unpaid. That's going to set us back so much because, well, and it sets anyone back that's middle class. Because you'll probably float some bills or float something on your credit card. So then by the time you get paid, you put that money back to your bills. And it's a vicious fucking circle. You're just a snake eating yourself. And and this is my problem, is why wouldn't you want a mother, someone who just gave birth, to have an uninterrupted time of bonding with their child so that they can go back and be a working person of society because they've done what they had to do and now they can go back to work. And I also think that childcare should not be $1,600.
Well, this is the whole problem with our society.
Like childcare should be under even $1,000. Childcare should be under $1,000. You should not be able to go above $1,000. I don't care how great your facility is. All facilities should be the same, for one. So you shouldn't have one facility that's better than the other and you have to pay fucking $1,600 for it. You should get the same care at the facility that you paid $500 at, or that's government funded, because that's another thing, is a lot of these government funded ones don't put all of that money that they get from the government into their program because they're not making as much money as those private places. So it's just a fucked up fucking drives me crazy.
That's crazy.
I just have so many opinions on it now.
Well,
now that I'm going through it, I don't know why more people aren't mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like, how are there not more angry mothers?
I just heard a story of this mother.
The fat ass earwig on that wall.
I think she has like 2 kids, and I think she might have like a medical condition, autoimmune disease or something, to where she can't really work right now, and she's relying on a boyfriend to provide for them. And she was talking about the new Biden thing, and the $300 a month extra is enough for her kids to be able to go on like field trips and stuff.
Yeah.
And do those extra things.
The things that make kids normal.
Right. Because the problem is, and I don't want to get like crazy communist here, but the problem isn't like white privilege. The problem is privilege. Mm-hmm. And it's not a problem that kids are privileged. It's a problem that kids aren't privileged.
Yeah.
Kids that are privileged have... What are you pointing at?
Kill it.
Kill it.
Ew. God. And you know what drives me crazy? So just sidestep right now. I don't know what it is about boys, men, killing bugs, but you'll leave that carcass there. You won't clean it up.
Here's the thing, though.
And there'll just
Will
be
his friends
rotting.
know?
Oh my
His friends
God.
come by and they go, "Oh my God, Steve got squished," and they know.
No.
They know.
No.
Let me make my point.
Okay.
The problem is, there's the children who have mothers who have to work. They don't get to go on those field trips. They don't get to do those things. They don't have the resources to be just the opportunity to learn the tools that it takes to be a successful person in society, which is why we have a society of poor people who are criminally minded and a society of people who are wealthy and business minded.
And for
or
poor,
socially minded. I mean, it's the same thing.
For poor communities to get out of what they're in is so much more fucking harder than someone who grew up, like you said, with 2 parents. Someone who grew up with the opportunity to have mom make breakfast in the morning or send them to school with a meal.
Sorry, I don't have the $5 to send you on this field trip, or $15 or whatever.
Or even like you have to get, like I used to have to get that, what was that fucking lunch called?
Oh yeah, like the welfare kid lunch.
Yeah, the welfare kid lunch.
The PB&Js with milk.
And you know what was fucked up is that you could tell which kids had that lunch.
Yeah, you get the brown paper bag.
That's fucked up.
And they're like, "Oh, those are the poor kids."
Yeah,
It's like, you can sit with us, poor kid.
It was just
with your dirty shoes, you savage fuck.
I think that's the fucked up shit. Is that it's just so in your face, and you do grow up. You grow up with a certain stinging around yourself because that's what society has done. And that right there is the systemic racism that everyone's fucking trying to throw in your faces right now because it's true. It's accurate.
And well, here's the funny part is they've marketed it and disguised it as systemic racism when it's just systemic wealth.
Yeah. That's true too.
I mean, it's like they just go,
well, and I think
you know what the problem is? Everyone's racist. Let's focus on that instead of focusing on the billionaires who are becoming trillionaires.
That's another good point that someone made this week that I saw. Memes are where the points come from. But someone was like, the fact that a billionaire wants to go to space rather than figure out how to fix all of the problems we have. Like, for sure. Why go to space in like 2 years after you figure out how to solve world hunger? I don't fucking know. Figure something out with your stupid fucking wealth. Do something with it. And then I don't give a fuck what you do with it after that. But do something with it that helps everyone else.
Well, I saw a statistic.
And don't give it to cancer research because that shit's bullshit too. There's a cure for cancer. They just don't fucking release that shit. There's the whole thing of like your car can run on water, but they killed that guy too. He lived out in the desert. I mean, there's there's just fucked up shit. They just sweep it under the rug, man. We're just fucking particles of dust.
Well, it's all about profits. There's medications that work great for COVID.
I feel like I start points and then I just like don't finish them.
There's I wish I could remember there's much smarter people talking about this, but Joe Rogan had fucking doctors and scientists on talking about there's a medication that's used for like a type of like dengue fever or some shit. It works great for COVID. Works fantastic as a treatment.
Yeah.
Here's a great one I know about. The COVID vaccine, the one that they use, Moderna, Pfizer, that patent isn't being released.
Oh, yeah.
For free. They're like, no, you got to buy it. Or they're not even like releasing it. Like you have to buy it for like billions of dollars.
You know, that's
and they're like, COVID's a big problem. People are dying everywhere. Everyone needs to wear masks. Well, then give out the patent.
Yeah.
If it's that bad, and I'm sure it is because fucking people are dying everywhere from these new variants and shit in India and China and fucking all across the globe. Yet, and these places are completely established. These are great countries with full factories that could totally produce these vaccines, and they're not releasing the patent on the vaccine.
It's sick.
Because guess what? Ching, ching, ching. Not making money if they release it.
I just like...
Come on. It should be crime.
Well, and then here's the other thing. You can't make money if everyone's dead.
No.
So... I don't understand. I don't get it. It's just so hard for my brain to be wrapped around all of this stuff.
Because the corporation's going, well, if only 2% of the population of the world dies, we'll still make a decent profit. And if that's...
And I will say, I mean, for how pregnant I am right now, I have a weird calmness about me. And I have all these things in my head that frustrate the fuck out of me. However, it used to like make my blood boil. Now, I'm just going to get through this. And I'm going to attack these fucking issues.
Well,
I don't know how, but I'm going to be one of the little people that fucking helps in some way.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's always
absolutely.
the person that doesn't necessarily have the means or way to help with these situations that do help with these situations. And that's crazy to me.
On a chart throughout human history, we are progressing.
Yeah.
And there's ebbs and flows in that. This is one of those ebbs. Like, this is one of those dips. It's okay. We're going to rise again.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It always gets better. But it is this. It's this constant, like, we're rising. I want to
see it, like, drastically, like, burn down, though, you know?
I know. Well, yeah, that's what people want, you know?
I want to see that happen, and then it, like, boom.
The problem is, like,
flying cars.
Building from scratch.
Medical care for everyone.
Building from scratch is, like, really hard.
Fair.
So,
they did it in Waterworld, though.
True that, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, but there's a lot of great information. If you listen to Crystal and Sagar on Breaking Points, their podcast's fantastic. They have a YouTube show. Crystal was on MSNBC. She's a liberal. He's a more conservative, but they're very grounded and they're great reporters.
Yeah.
Fantastic information. Like they just straight up give you information and then their interpretation of it. It's fantastic. It's like how it should be.
Yeah.
I really love listening to them.
See, yeah, that's the other thing. People get their news from weird fucking places too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's impossible not to with everyone that's talking and stuff. I mean, even us, if people were to use our station as news, they'd be fucking led astray.
Yeah. Well, it's like...
I don't know facts. I don't know names. I just know what pisses me off and what doesn't.
Joe Rogan was talking to a writer about... oh, fuck. I just lost his name. The conspiracy theorist dude.
The one that talked about the ranch?
interdimensional child rapist. What the fuck's his name?
Tony Robbins.
Oh, really close, babe.